Creating a self-generating culture of awesomeness is the simple yet profound mission of the Awesome Foundation Rochester chapter. The local branch of this global community gives $1,000 at a time in the form of microgrants to advance a wide range of projects and initiatives spearheaded by Rochester residents, intended to make all of us fall in love with our city and, of course, recognize its awesomeness. Here to explain how it works and the light it's hoping to shine on Rochester is Jill Freeman, Dean of the Awesome Foundation Rochester chapter, grant recipient Barry Nobles, creator of the Backyard Lander, and grant recipient Joe DiFiore, youth and family engagement specialist for Common Ground Health and one of the leaders behind Complete Streets Makeover. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So Jill, I can remember when I first had an opportunity to meet you and you told me about this foundation, and I did a double take because I could not believe that something like this existed, especially this concept of a no strings attached grant. So tell me really, what is the Awesome Foundation and what is its mission at its core?
Simply, we forward the interest of Awesome $1,000 at a time. We are a group of about 12 of us here in Rochester. We heard about this international community. It's not even a nonprofit. It's just a bunch of volunteers who love their communities wherever they are and decide to pool their money and give it away to people doing great things. So it's as simple as that.
What, in terms of what you're looking for, what's a good fit? We'll get to talk to these two gentlemen about their projects, but tell me about some of the things that you would say, this is ideal, and you know what, this wouldn't necessarily fit.
Anything that really makes you go, huh, that's awesome, that makes you smile, that increases joy, that spreads happiness. We love Rochester, we love our community, and we think there really should be more little stories and pockets of hope and joy spreading moments. So anything that says, that's going to spread some joy, that's going to make people smile. And these two gentlemen had some great projects that did that. So.
Well, before Barry and Joe, before we get into your projects, I want you to tell me, what do you love about Rochester? Like, what are aspects of this community that you would say, you know what, this really goes under the radar, but these are awesome things that people should know about? Obviously, your projects are included, and we'll get to that in a minute, but just in general, generally speaking.
Well, probably it's the mix of industry and arts. I think that excites me. You have the history of Kodak, and then you also have, great creators in the area.
Joe, what about you?
I think Rochester is a really great understated social scene, whereas once you tap into it, there's enough going on any given night where at least I feel like I have 3, 4, 5 different things I really want to attend, and the hardest part is choosing between them. And so it's really about the culture and the people and that social network for me that really makes it a place where I want to live. And I actually found that through my travels of other places. And coming back to visit Rochester, I found that it had a lot more to offer than I realized when I was younger growing up here. It really drew me back.
So what led both of you, or I guess I should say, how did you find out about the Awesome Project? And when you learned about it, I don't know if you did the double take like I did, in terms of the minimal criteria in a good way. Tell me a little bit about how you found out about it and what made you apply.
Well, I think I maybe heard about it from Calvin Eaton over 540 West Main, the University there. He might have posted something about it, and it was really exciting for me to see something like that because there's not a lot of low barrier funding opportunities out there, especially for startup groups or groups that aren't not-for-profits or just want to do a one-off. A lot of it has some pretty cumbersome application process and then reporting process tied to it, even for small amounts like $1,000. So just to have something that's low barrier and you can say, here's a one-page application, real quick, takes 20, 30 minutes to fill out. You get an up or down, yes or no vote from some regular people, and then they help make it happen. And it's literally like, here's the money, do it, make it awesome, and it's just really great and freeing. So I mean, I highly. Anyone who hasn't heard of it, hopefully they're hearing of it now and they'll check it out.
Well, for me, it was something I was just going to do myself. It was going to be kind of a personal project. And then when I saw a thing on the Facebook about the Awesome Foundation, my wife says, "Man, that's a perfect fit for what you're doing." So it kind of led me to apply. And I think for me, it was having somebody else say, "Hey, that really is something that's going to interest people." Yeah. And at that point, I looked at it and says, hey, how can I get this out in the community a little bit more and tell the story of the moon landing 50 years ago?
Right. So let's talk about that, because obviously your project is of historic significance in July. So, how did you decide to do this, and in what ways do you think that the Backyard Lander, as you're known, why do you think that this is something good for Rochester? How do you hope that it impacts this community?
Well, how I got started, in 3rd grade, my teacher gave me a sticker. Her father worked on the lunar lander for Grumman and really got me interested in science and technology. From there, it kind of got me where I was going, involved at Harris Corporation and robotics and all that stuff like that. So I think it's a nice fit. There's a lot of people of my generation that remember the moon landing. But a lot of the younger kids, they think of SpaceX or the shuttle or things like that. So I think it's going to get it out there and kind of retell the story, because it is a great story.
Yeah. Something that Joe in particular mentioned, Joe, was this low, like the barrier wasn't too intense. So,
Right.
which is very intentional. Explain
Very
why
intentional.
that is.
I think, honestly, we just need more love and trust. We give people a check for $1,000 and that's it. We wish them well. We don't ask for a report. We'd love some pictures afterwards. But it's really just giving people an opportunity to try something, to create something that spreads some happiness and not worry so much about all the paperwork, because it's really not necessary for this small of an amount. And again, there's no nonprofit structure, so why would we need to create extra paperwork? We just want these people to do something great, and it's worked. I mean, it's fantastic.
And how are projects like both of theirs and others funded?
Besides the Awesome Foundation?
Yeah, and where does the money come from, I should say?
Oh,
through the Awesome Foundation.
The trustees. So we each pool our money every month. We pitch in Rochester chapter, we do about $50 a month. Every other month we give $1,000, and we're slowly building up our trustee board, and maybe we'll start giving away more, towards every month. We'll see. We're getting there. But we have a lot of interest, and we have a lot of great projects coming through the pipeline. So hopefully others will join in and fund some fun things in their neighborhoods.
Well, Joe, talk to me about your microgrant, which helped with the installation of the complete street makeover at the intersection of Parcells and Greeley. Tell me a little bit about how this concept evolved and the type of, we're talking big word impact here, the impact you wanted it to have on that neighborhood.
Yeah, so the Complete Streets Makeover is really a concept coming out of Reconnect Rochester in collaboration with Common Ground Health, the City of Rochester, and Stantec design firm. And so the idea was they put out this call for people to nominate different intersections that they thought were dangerous. And we nominated Parcells and Greeley, and it was chosen. And we kind of then, once we were in, we were like, well, we're going to make this big. We're going to do even bigger than what they imagined. So we did that this previous fall, and then we wanted to reboot it because we didn't get all the elements that we wanted to put in. We wanted to put in speed cushions, curb extensions, and have it a really nice mural. So we were able to re-inaugurate that. And what's great about having the Awesome Foundation involved this time around is we were able to give it that extra boost in the arm by hiring DJ Dorian Lander Hall. We had some youth organizers from Teen Empowerment come out and do spoken word. We had tons of fun entertainment come out, do airbrush tattoos. Pikachu made an appearance. 441 Ministries was able to cook food that we purchased with the money, and various other things. And so we had hundreds of people come out. And the community really bought into this idea of this investment and making it their own. And now Reconnect and the other partners are doing it again over on North Clinton and outside La Marqueta. So they were just announced that they selected that to do a Complete Streets Makeover over on North Clinton. And so we're hoping they can learn from what we've done. Maybe they'll apply for an Awesome grant to do something over there. But the idea is to make it a model so people can take ownership of traffic calming, making the streets more complete, more inclusive, and also hopefully get the city to expand upon their partnership and say, hey, we're going to make it easier for other neighborhoods to do it, because we know that traffic calming and speeding cars in our neighborhood is a huge issue.
That community engagement aspect is a big thing for you as well, because I know that you're taking what you've done and your work to places like the Rochester Museum and Science Center and so on. Do you find that a lot of the projects that are being funded have that? It's not just about creating something. There's a level of engagement, such as both of these examples.
Of course, I mean, that's a big point of it, is we don't want to just, help one individual do something wonderful as that person may be. We want to spread this. We want to kind of create a contagion of awesomeness in Rochester, and also help just change the narrative of the amazing, wonderful, creative people in town. So it's better if some of the projects have the ability to spread. So we definitely look for that in each of our applications.
What's coming up for you in July?
Oh, I have a lot coming up. I'm going to be doing a couple library events, like you said, the RMSC. I think it's really going to be getting out there and going places. Originally, I was going to build a full-size lander, but I said, boy, if I build it that big, I'll never be able to transport it. So that's one of my keys, is making it something I can take around into the community.
Very good. Well, unfortunately, we are out of time and have to close. But before we go, if you have an idea for a project that will spread joy or incite curiosity, apply for a grant with the Awesome Foundation. You can learn more at theawesomefoundation.org. Just be sure to go to the Rochester chapter site.